Yes, Adarsh is here. Hi, Adarsh. You're in the course, is it? The linear algebra course. Hello. I don't know if Adarsh can hear me. Oh, there's one more person coming in. Okay, I think the form that was circulated had only one question, and I will take it up. But let me see if the people in the call have anything to ask. If you have anything to ask or discuss or comment about the course, you can do that now.
Sir, excuse me, sir. I'm Satya Prasad. I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah, sure. I was hoping not to do too much of a technical discussion in this meeting, but we can answer technical question. But I just wanted to hear feedback on what went well in the course. Did you?
Yes, sir. Actually, I've done 4 weeks of work in the last part of the course.
Okay.
The questions are really tough. So without discussion, I myself solving is not that easy for me.
Okay.
Some of my friends have discussed, and we could able to solve the assignments within 4 days or 3 days, 4 to 5 days. And also I used to follow different textbooks, sir, but this subject is completely tough because even if you follow the standard textbooks, also every textbook has his own way of interpretation. Like if you take Gilbert Strang, his way of interpretation, and if you take the other book as from Boyd, Stephen Boyd, also his book is different style. I don't know which is the complete part. If you read that, that is enough. So I want that.
Want a quick and unique solution.
Not quick. I will
work, but you want a unique solution.
Unique, yes, sir. And also I could not.
So the book that I use, I described the book that I used, right? What did you think of that book? Did you get access to it?
No, sir. I didn't. I'll do it. Because I'm currently pursuing PhD. I'm not at all good there. I'm not performing well. I'm stuck at the coursework. I could hardly satisfy the requirements, and that's the reason I've enrolled.
Where are you doing a PhD?
At IIT Kharagpur, sir. Under
okay.
Sir.
Okay. Yeah, this is an important subject. See, the way I do it, the book that I use and the way approach that I take is slightly more theoretical. It's slightly more advanced than, say, Gilbert Strang or something like that. So the approach is more sort of like math oriented, this axioms, and we build up slowly from there. It's a different approach. So I think it will be a bit challenging towards the end and all that. And I tried to give some examples, but I think maybe the examples are not that adequate. But what all did you see in the portal among the content that was there in the portal?
Yeah, this week I've gone for SVD, and last week isometry part.
What I mean is, do you see all the lectures, the video lectures?
Yeah. I used to see the lectures first.
Yeah. Do you look at the these the tutorial assignments and practice assignments?
Yes, sir. While initially I was not looking at it because I was thinking that I could do it. But after some weeks, I used to go through the tutorials. Then assignments would become easy.
So you did find it useful. What about the live sessions? The
live session, I have around 4 live sessions, I think so.
Okay. Those goals,
like they were prior 1 week. So before 1 week, what content it will be there? Those are helpful, sir. Really helpful.
Okay. What in your opinion would have helped you more, as in?
Sir.
Yeah, just hold on 1 minute. Let me just complete this question. I'll come back to you, Karthik. Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir. But I feel if we have a tutor or any other person for a certain group, he could mingle with not only tutor. A person is very good at that subject. If he has a good, healthy group, then if we discuss among themselves, so that would be helpful for people
But
like.
the discussion forum of the course is not that useful. You didn't feel comfortable.
Yes, discussion forum is not that active, sir. Like nobody is believing. So what happens if I I share answers and all these things?
Okay.
WhatsApp groups are believable, but only when the person's in offline is known. So that is the part.
How do we create that group then?
Sir, I don't know. Sir, I don't know.
Okay, thanks, Adarsh, for participating. And I think if we have time a little bit later, I'll come back to you for some technical questions or something. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go to Karthik. I think he wanted to say something. Karthik.
Sir, I think that like instead of having assignments every 1 week, having assignments like every 2 weeks is better, sir. For like if we have other courses to do with this course, then it becomes very hectic, sir.
Okay. So every week assignment you felt was too hectic for you to spend time on.
Yes, sir. Like if we have like other courses to do also, then doing it with concurrently with this course is very hectic.
Okay. So, but you also watched all the lectures and you could see all the, did you see the tutorial assignments and other content on the portal? Was that useful?
Yes, sir. I watched all the lectures from week 1 to 12, sir.
Okay. What about the live sessions and all that? Were they also useful?
Yeah, sir. Live session, like I used to watch the recordings, like when they uploaded.
Okay. Did you, I mean, after watching the lectures, was it useful in being able to solve the problems in the assignments, or did they seem a bit different?
Concept based, the assignment problems were solvable based on lectures, but I think like if we could add more complicated examples, then it would have been. I felt that it would have been like a bit more easier.
Yeah. So I think. So I think the first 6-7 weeks or so, maybe even 8 weeks, some of the questions were a bit involved, I think, in the assignments. But and the last 4 weeks, actually, the TAs had reduced the level of intensity in the question. And actually, Adarsh was saying the last 4 weeks were very tough. So those are new ideas. I think they're not often covered in a typical, UG type course. So this is like more of a slightly advanced course. So that's why it's like that. It's actually the same set of lectures that I use on an on-campus course also. And students generally do okay, but they do find it challenging. So yeah, so I think it's good. So Karthik, you're doing this course for credit or something, or just doing it for fun?
Sir, I'm a student at MTech student at NIT Surat, sir. So I thought like this would be more.
Okay. All right. Thanks. I think there are a few more people who have logged in. Thanks for joining. Do you want to say something? I think I see a person called Nandu, a person called Shilpa, somebody who has put the phone name. I think it says Radmi 9A. Would you like to comment on the course or say something about what you liked, what you got confused by, what was very difficult, what was easy?
Hi, sir. Good evening. I'm Shilpa here.
Yes.
Yeah, so what I would like to comment is that the assignments for some, like everyone told, the assignments were a bit computationally time consuming. A lot of computations were involved. So just knowing the concepts were not enough for some of the assignments. So we had a lot of computations to do. So that took a lot of time. Actually, I think it wasn't difficult, but it was time consuming. That is what I felt. And the lectures were really good. So by seeing the lectures and after watching the tutorial, the live sessions, the assignments, actually it was easier to do. But the issue is that when we see the live sessions, after that, soon after that, when we do the assignments, we felt that that's actually hindering our thinking process, because they are actually giving some examples very similar to the ones in the assignments. So after seeing that,
it's sort of how do I say it? That's why it comes like 1 or 2 days before the assignment deadline.
Yeah.
Assumption
Yeah.
is you've tried very hard and you've not figured out what to do, so you just take some help, additional help. So.
Yeah, so because of the same reason, we were mostly watching the recorded sessions only, because when we watch the live sessions, then it's kind of very easy to do the assignments. We are not even thinking; we are just following what they are saying. So that's one thing.
Yes, thinking is a complicated.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you had a course, basic course in linear algebra before this, or this is the first course you do?
Yeah, I have done a basic course. This was kind of a revision for me. So I've done my master's also. I'm working in an industry for the past 3 years. So
Okay.
I've done linear algebra courses before. So this was kind of a revision for me.
So what is your motivation for doing this? Why did you want to do this course?
I just wanted to, so I have done a lot of courses before. So I thought I want to revise a better. So I thought it would be good if I can get a good course that gives me an intuitive explanation by drawing some pictures and all of that. So, so your course was really great on that part. So I was really impressed by the way you explain the concepts and the way you make us understand. So that was really good.
Well, it's a
So that was,
fairly intense theory course only. I mean, it's not a very applied
yeah,
course. But one thing I
yeah.
wanted to say about the calculations, I think, so I myself, I use a lot of numerical tools for some of the calculations. But of course, in the assignments, you can use numerical tools like, MATLAB or Python or something. Just put it in, you get the answer. I think some of them are as easy as that. But of course, in the exam, you don't have that help, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that is exactly what we were also thinking. So when we see these questions, we feel that we should simply use some numerical tools and compute, because the only reason we have to do this is to understand the concept. But then the thing is that when we go for an exam, they won't allow us to use all these things. So it's very important for us to practice and do the
Yeah,
computations
let
by
me
ourselves.
also ask another question that Adarsh brought up. So, how would I mean, what kind of interactions would you like with your fellow students and the TAs? And is that discussion forum easy enough for you to use, or does it seem too strange that very few people write anything there? So, how do you? I mean, what would you think? What do you think is a better way to interact or ask questions? Or
Uh, to be very honest, even I'm not sure about that.
okay,
But discussion forums, I personally haven't used it a lot.
yeah,
But yeah, I used to see some of the people asking questions and talking to the TAs and some of the doubts. But I myself haven't used it personally.
okay.
So discussion forums, I'm not sure, but I think during these live sessions, it would be better if instead of just doing some questions that are very similar to the assignment questions, one thing that we could do is that maybe we can have a discussion on the concepts that are already there in the lecture videos, instead of doing questions, because I think if we understand the concepts well, it's our responsibility to do the questions. That's
Yeah,
what
but
I feel.
it's true. You can talk about them, but sometimes just solving problems is a sort of a non-trivial jump from just listening to the concepts explained. I mean, you have to be able to have that practice. I think that's why they
Yeah,
do the what about the tutorial assignments on the portal and all that? Did they help you? Did you look
yeah,
at?
yeah. That actually helped.
Okay.
So yeah, because from there only we'll be able to. So these problem solving, I think tutorial itself is a good place as
Yeah.
a help.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we should thank Praful for that. It's all his effort in getting those things ready. So he's the lead TA in this course.
Oh, okay.
He's contributed that. So that part is, so it's good to hear that that part was useful, because he himself
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a bit less confident that, did people really do it? Did they actually read it? I prepared all this. I don't know.
No, it was
He
really
was
useful.
worried about it. So it's good to hear that it was useful. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I think there are three more, two others at least. There's Akhilesh and a couple of people more. So maybe I should say a little bit about the exam, since a little bit more people are there. So the typical model of any NPTEL exam is to have about half the marks based on simple recall of ideas and based on assignment questions largely, and half the marks based on new questions or different questions. So my questions will also be like that. I will have about 50% of the marks. Let's say it's 100 marks. So 50 marks will be for recall and assignment based questions. So I think recall meaning very simple questions that would make up about say 20 marks out of the 50, and the 30 marks would be more or less a repetition of assignment questions. So this is just to ensure that in an exam situation under proctored conditions, you can definitely solve the assignment problems on your own. Okay, so that's what it is. So if you're well prepared, if you've seen the lectures, if you can solve the assignment problems well, literally out of this 50, you should be able to get 40 or more, right? Except for some numerical errors and things like that. You should be able to get good marks there. Okay, so that's the first way to prepare. The remaining 50 presumably are problems you haven't seen before, maybe something new, something different, something I've come up with. That doesn't mean that they are hard. No? I don't think the remaining 50 are hard at all, except that it's new, and if you don't have the confidence to attack them, maybe you'll struggle a little bit, so you'll spend some more time. So these three questions are divided into three sections in the paper. It'll be section 1, section 2, section 3. So definitely do section 1 first, section 2 second, and then finally go to section 3 once you're sure that you've done section 1 and section 2. I mean, as you know, you have to get minimum 40% in the exam itself to get the certificate. So make sure you do that well in as much as possible. You get marks from the first one, and of course the remaining 50 also, like I said, the section 3 questions will also be accessible to you, except it will be a little bit maybe you haven't seen them before, or maybe you've seen them, I don't know. So it'll look a little bit different. That's all. Okay. Any other questions on the exam itself? Are many of you writing the exam? Is anyone writing the exam from this group?
Yes, sir. I'm writing the exam.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think this is the hint I can give you. Anything else you wanted to know about the exam specifically? The coverage will be more or less from first week to last week, uniform. Yes.
So how long will the exam be for?
It's for 3 hours.
And like if there are 3 sections, like is there like 1 hour for each of them, or like
No,
can
there's
we?
no such restriction, but
Okay.
yeah, 3 hours for all the 3 put together.
Okay.
Any other question on the exam?
Sir, how many questions will be there in all each section?
How many?
Number of questions.
Number of questions. Is that
Yes,
what
sir.
you want? Yeah, so I think the number of questions vary. I think it's for the first and second section, maybe there are some 15 or so questions each, right? Some of them are multiple choice type, some of them are numerical answer type. And that's what I think it is. And the last section will have 5 problems, and each problem may have several subparts. So that's how it will work.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
We'll have adequate time. I have timed it reasonably, I think. But don't get bogged up over one question. If you see that there's one question that's taking an inordinately long amount of time, just go to the next one. Make sure you do enough, then come back to it later. So don't end up spending too much time on one question. Okay, so any other comments from anyone else on the course itself? Some feedback on what worked for you, what was tough, what was easy? Anything that we can do from the course team more to help you? Nobody wants to say anything? People are happy.
Hello, sir. My name is Nandu.
Yes, sir.
Huh. So I was within our team. So I'm a professional, and within our team, we were looking to take up some course so that we can upskill ourselves.
Okay.
So we were looking at different portals like Udacity, Udemy, etc. And we were going through different courses, and basically we're a data science oriented team. So we decided that maybe we can start with some linear algebra course, and we were going through different portals, and finally we were able to pin down on one course that was on NPTEL. uh, there were few courses on linear algebra on NPTEL, and the initial course that we took, actually it was more for like maybe pure maths oriented course. So after 2 weeks, most of us couldn't follow through. It was more like writing proofs and all. And since we were engineers and all, we wanted a better course, and we switched to this course after 2 weeks. Actually, we were doing this course on November before enrolling the course itself. So so the things that I liked about this course compared to the other one, using that as a benchmark, was that like usually some of the courses will be like classroom, and I mean in NPTEL styles, some of the lectures will be classroom videos, and it's actually, I mean, if you consider noise to signal ratio, it will be too much compared to having organized slides, doing examples on that screen thing itself. I mean, I think a lot of time is saved. And another thing is that it's short video, like how you have on this Udacity kind of video. I mean, it's not like 1.5 hours. I mean, I'm also having, I mean, I have a 95, I mean 96 job. So watching these videos, that also takes some time. So like four videos per week, which is say 30 to 45 minutes, I think. That I think that's the maybe sweet spot between too much length and all. And so initially we were doing assignments from previous year assignments, and I think people have also mentioned about that. So compared to, I mean, keeping the previous year questions as benchmark, the few initial weeks, as you said, few initial week up to say, especially the 7th week and all, the numericals were, I mean the questions are, I mean, we had to do a lot of computations and indications and things like that. So a lot of computations were there compared to last year's. And so actually we had some, I mean, we were ahead of this
So
course.
you're doing it as a group, is it? You keep saying we, yeah? So there's a few people.
Yes. Actually, I had, I think I have a colleague who's also doing the course, and he's attending an exam, others.
Okay.
So, yeah. So
overall, you had a good time.
Yes, I had a good time.
Okay.
Actually, like around February, March time, my workload was at peak, but I was still able to do the assignments on time. And
were the tutorial assignments were useful? Live session was useful? Did you find those?
Actually, I attended initial two videos, and actually the thing is that I was ahead of the course by like 2 or 3 weeks initially. So like while the week 1 or week 2 was coming, I was already at week 4. So the thing was like after some weeks, like I couldn't attend the I mean, whatever increase of, I mean, the whatever advantages that I had over that course, I mean the lag that reduced. So like what I felt was that I have started attending from week 8 or onwards, and I found assignment videos a bit more useful. And I think that was the time also when the questions discussed during the assignment was also really relatable to the assignments. So yeah, it was
what
useful.
About on the portal there is this tutorial assignments and all, no? Did you look at those?
Initial 2-3 up to 3 weeks I was able to do. Also I was doing, I mean, up to 7 weeks I did previous year questions at that increased pace. I had a discussion with my colleague on that, on the previous year questions.
Okay.
So yeah. So overall, I had a good time doing this course.
Okay. You're writing the exam also, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All the best. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Can I ask one question which is not really related to this course?
Yeah, sure.
So basically we are doing some course which would make up a machine learning stack. So we would like to know if there are any other course of similar kind, like maybe not classroom like video captures instead of that, maybe much more organized video course that's organized in this way on probability and statistics.
So I mean, I have not personally done something on NPTEL like that. I think there are other faculty who offer some courses on probability and statistics. There is this IITM's data science program, right? The programming and data science BSc degree program. Have you heard about that?
It's a degree program.
Yeah. Have you heard about? You've not heard about this one, is it? You can visit this one.
I have heard.
onlinedegree.iitm.ac.in. So that is a full-fledged program devoted to machine learning, data science, programming, all of that. And those are really specialized type courses. I teach statistics on that program. So that has some. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
I think Satya Prasad has put his hands up. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, this course, how this course will be helpful for the research? Like my area is signal processing, so I want to build a speech model where one speech at one end is converted to like other language, like more or less. So so I want to build a model with the help of these concepts. So whether it's possible, sir.
See, this is more of a foundation, so just about vectors and linear transformations and how to understand them, how to simplify them. It's very foundational. So anywhere you see people will use linear algebra, matrices, SVD, all of these things as ingredients. So I don't know if you will directly use something here to do research as such, but if you have to prove something or understand something deeper in your research, this will definitely help you. Okay.
Sir, can I ask?
Yeah, sure.
Sir, it is not related to course, but I just wanted to know, like, I'm thinking of doing a PhD. It was always in my mind. So I was wondering, like, if I can score well in the final exam, and if I have a good score, if I have this score, like, will this be useful, like, when?
I think many entrance tests that IITs and IISc do in electrical engineering will involve linear algebra, right? In fact, even in our own IITM, if you apply for a PhD, you will have to first write an exam, and that exam will be in probability, linear algebra, and basic signals and systems. So, so definitely for that preparation, this course is very useful.
Yes, thank you, sir.
I think even in IISc, they ask linear algebra quite a bit. Okay, good.
Sir, do you plan to offer courses on optimization also, sir?
I have not done so here that much. But yeah, I think that'd be a good course, and I'll try and convince one of my colleagues to offer. I think maybe he's doing it next sem. I'll figure out if we can record it. And there's one colleague of mine in the department. His name is Uday Kankoji. He offers a good optimization course. So we should see if he's interested in offering it on NPTEL sometime.
Sir, like for a basic, like for example, deep learning or machine learning, like we use a lot of algebra and optimization concepts. But like we don't go like fully into like it is sort of at an abstract level, right? So like we don't use like we don't go too deep into it. Like it's okay to like have some amount of knowledge.
It depends on what type of research you're doing. You know, there's very deep analytical research also where you want to prove something, right? You have an algorithm, let's say a machine learning algorithm, and you want to prove that it works with high probability on certain types of inputs, and you know it has a certain type of behavior and things like that. Then any sort of math of this nature is very useful. Okay, but if you're going to be, you know, looking at an implementation of a deep network and just manipulating parameters there to get something to work in the best case, and you're not worried about anything else, then probably you don't need too much theory. I think it's enough if you have some hands-on experience. But even there, I would say your ability to manipulate the parameters quite often depends on a deeper understanding of what things are. Otherwise, you'll be just randomly trying something without knowing what is working, what's not working. So
Yes.
Overall, I think it's useful to have that maturity, and then it's just a way of thinking, right? And the next time you see something, you'll think about it in a more organized way. It may not be exactly linear algebra, but anything else also, it has to work like.
Yes. But please try to offer an optimization course. So
Yeah, we'll look for one. I think there are a few faculty who offer that. We'll figure out some optimization course. Okay.
Sir, also if you can, if NPTEL can offer a hands-on course on computer vision, it will be good, sir.
There is a computer vision course. There's a faculty from IIT Hyderabad who offers that. I think if you go to NPTEL, I forget his name. I think it's Vineet. Yeah, I think Vineet is his name. So yeah, deep learning for computer vision. I don't know if he offers it regularly, but this course is on NPTEL for sure. You can learn from it anytime. Let me just put this up on the chat.
Yes, sir. Like that is deep learning from computer vision, but like core computer vision courses like.
There's also an image processing course. Have you seen that? Professor A.N. Rajagopalan offers that. Image signal processing. Have you seen that one? That's a very deep course. It's a recording of a course that happens at IITM. So he's a very, very renowned researcher in the area. So.
Yes, sir. I took that course. It was very good, sir. Like apart from that, another course is offered by IIT Kharagpur professor. Like I thought that if that course would have some amount of programming assignments also, then like it would be a bit more
this
like.
This image processing course has some programming assignment, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But this image processing course, like in the end, like it doesn't have the concepts of those computer vision courses like stereometry and also. Like it is only limited to image processing. So I thought like if you have seen the robotic perception course from the Coursera, like if there is something like that from NPTEL, then it would be very good.
Okay, so can you send a mail maybe? There is one stereo, what is this? Let me think. There's one course that geometry of something or something. What is that? I think. But you know the name of that CMI, ex-CMI instructor. Vijay.
Yes, sir. It is from Professor Jayanta Mukhopadhyay at IIT KGP.
No, not that one. There's this. No, it's not Vijay. It's on NPTEL. No, I don't see. The CMI. I don't see Vijay on the instructor list. Okay. Mathematical sensors, geometry of vision, right? Yeah. There is this course. I don't know if this fits what you want. It's sort of a unique course. I don't know if anybody else in the world has a course like this. He's working on expanding this. This is some geometry of vision. I don't know if this is what you want, but this is supposed to be a very good course. But any request you want for certain type of courses, there is a very nice website, I mean, email you can write to support@nptel.ac.in. Suggestions for courses are welcome. We'll look at it. Yeah, I think optimization is something we'll look at. So this course, I should I offer it again next time, or is it, what's
Sir, yes, sir. Please offer it, sir. Due to some problems, I could not write the exam this time, so
okay?
that I'll write the exam next time at least.
So you think it's enough people find it interesting that it should be?
Yes, sir. Because many things are like they are not obvious. So learning new things here. So that's the reason.
Good to hear. Live sessions are useful, and we'll see if we can make so. But the course, I mean, I think TAs also will agree with me. I also feel it's a bit heavy, you know. It's sort of if you're doing this along with something else, it's very hard. Like I said, it runs on campus. It does okay on campus, and on campus, of course, students are doing only courses, right? So it's a different assumption, but they do quite okay. But otherwise, it's an intense course. In fact, Proful was one of the TAs was suggesting that maybe we should take the first 6 weeks just up to eigenvalues and sort of expand it into a complete course, you know. And I don't know if that's a good idea, but just take it easy a little bit. Maybe that's the most useful part for a wide section of people. Maybe add SVD or something along. Anyway, so we'll see if we can make it more popular.
So that's a good idea, sir. Like if the first part is there, so we'll be equipped with some good skills, and we can go to the next level, and we can not for the sake of society or anything to get us or anything. We can learn ourselves. Like what is the thing actually? What is happening? We can understand.
Yeah, so that would be a very basic course in some sense, up to eigenvalues. Then the inner products and all that come in, and then much more interesting thing you can do, but it's a little bit more intense from that point of view. But you know, I think overall, if you have the view of a linear transformation as in terms of the spaces and in terms of all of those, you know, it's a great understanding to have. You will have a significant benefit from that. It's as opposed to just thinking of a matrix as entries and, you know, struggling with so many results to remember in matrices. It's just that view of what it is as a linear transformation, range space, null space, and what it does, and eigenvalues, singular values particularly, and singular vectors, how to think of them, the picture of that linear transformation, all of those things. I think I've benefited immensely from those kind of understanding. I think if you have that understanding, it's at least I would have done something useful in the course. So that's
Sir, initially, like I tried to do this course last year also, but what happened was that like I was taking other courses at university, and like I was not able to do it. But this time I had only project to do, so I was like able to spend more time with it. But before doing this course, like I watched all the videos of Gilbert Shank's linear algebra of MIT version. Sir, like both of like I benefited from watching those lectures while doing this course, but I felt that is there like a teaching like thinking of linear algebra in this way using maps, is this like is this a like do we have any extra benefits? Like so there he only talks about like there also he only talks about range space and null space, but matrix he doesn't imagine those as maps. So, like
I think it simplifies calculations and all that a lot. So it has, I think it has a lot of benefits, and in fact, if you just work with matrices and go round and round, you'll do all sorts of complicated calculations sometimes. was just a simple view of it as null space, range space, and even particularly with singular values and what it means and all that, I think can simplify your life tremendously. I think you have to have that experience to really understand. I think it does. I'm fairly convinced, knowing it abstractly. Also, I think what it gives you is, is this confidence. Next time you see something a bit more mathematical, you won't be that afraid. You'll know that it's possible to follow it, and that confidence is also important as you grow into a research career and you want to look at a more analytic work. I mean, of course, if you do only simulation work, maybe you will feel like this kind of a view is not so interesting. But
yes,
but I think this having a combination of good understanding of the basic theory, I think it's very useful. It simplifies a lot of work. You don't have to go around that. Okay, so I think we've been in for about 45 minutes or so now. I think we're also winding up. Is there anyone else who wants to comment on the course generally, say something what they enjoyed, or any questions on the exam? I think Jas Bahadur has joined just now. Anything from anyone who joined you?
Hi, sir. Again, Shilpa here.
Yes,
Yeah, I just have one more question to ask. So now I've completed this course. So what would be the next thing that you would suggest? For example, if there are any books or resources that I should follow after this course to get a better understanding, or maybe go advanced, something like that. Is there any suggestions that you can give?
What do you want to do? As I mean, is there
Yeah.
asking from an engineering point of view, or
No, actually. So I am currently working as a researcher. I'm a machine learning researcher, and I'm planning to go for a PhD also. So till now, even the papers that I've done, that is kind of I have been mostly showing empirical results, like you just explained. And I was actually afraid to read theoretical papers, but after following your course and after understanding a bit better, I think now I have that confidence to even when I read the papers, I think I'm seeing that in a different perspective, in a complete different perspective. So now I think I don't want to always just show empirical results. I would also like to show that things work, and I want to show that theoretically, if I can give it a theoretical proof. So that would be really helpful. So that is why I have started taking these mathematical courses to get a better understanding. That would help my research career. So that is
So I
my
think,
motivation.
I think you need a good course in probability, statistics, and areas like that, definitely. And there are also very good courses on machine learning theory these days, right? Learning theory and statistical learning theory and all that.
Yeah.
Those are good directions to pursue.
Okay.
I would, I think if you want to officially register for a PhD, you should definitely apply for PhDs in the IITs, IISc, etc. I think that's a good idea if you are looking to do a PhD. So that will give you a very nice opportunity. And invariably, when you prepare for the entrance exam and all that, right, for these PhD courses, they would ask you linear algebra, probability, and some signals and systems with electrical engineering. So that's what happens. So I think so. I think to grow as a researcher in this area, I would probably focus on, let's say, getting into a PhD position somewhere. How do I crack the entrance there? Look at the topics that they're asking, become familiar with those topics, and then apply and then start the journey. It's difficult to say without a very clear problem. What is it that the approach should be? General approach is only basics. You build your foundations, and then invariably it will help you. It looks like you already have some programming type background which you use.
Yeah.
With this and that combination is very good. There are a lot of faculty who look for people like this.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Okay. All right. I think we should close now. Thanks a lot for dropping by and chatting with me. I hope you had a good time. All the best for all of those who are writing exams. have a good time, and all the best for your careers. Right? I hope you have you meet all your dreams and goals, and I hope this course has helped you take a step in that direction. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.